G2 definitely coming into this one with an edge, but how sharp is it? Heroic have shown that they can dull many a top 1 team. And we will be starting this one off on Vertigo. As Chad outlined, this was a map previously that did elude Heroic. They struggled, and Tessus gets the sound cue and thinks better of a look. He'll be calling for assistance, and Kenny's early with a dink. The first bullet that leaves his pistol in this semi-final, and it's into the brain of Tessus. He's working with a scrap of health for the rest of this round. Bomb's not down, that's Amanek's job.
Bomb down. Now, CT side knows there's no kit to hand, I don't see, so there is a little bit of util on Nico to maybe try and facilitate something, but the ramp play comes back in. 4 players face from the T's. They aren't letting them find any easy path, and they are just, well, quadrupling up towards it. That is a really big peak, so I don't know what the CTs can really do to find their way back in. This T side's playing like a pack of wolves.
They are, and the wolves find their prey. 5 frags, not a single dropping for G2. That is the energy they plan to translate into the rest of play.
And they need to carry that across multiple maps here. Yesterday, we saw it taper off after map 1. Remember Train? Remember the way that started? Alexi B going beast mode, dropping 18 for 0, being an absolute thorn in the side of G2, them faltering a little bit with some lackluster T-sided plays. It felt like it wasn't very inspired whatsoever. But G2, they can be a momentum-based beast, right? You look at the players on this team, look at the pace that they can approach this with. This time around, they will be heading towards middle. 4 players, some Molotovs here to force the CTs back. It's going to be a quick split.
So choreographed. Now, the issue is, on the other side, whole lot of Deagles, armor, util. They've gone pretty much immediately into this. They've gone for the fight in middle, and they've lost it. Jax panicking, looking a little worse for wear, backs away and wants to kind of reset a little bit.
That's the bomb!
That's not it. Nexa, calm it down, buddy. We've got to be careful here because now Tessus is on the board.
Yeah, that's fantastic stuff. They've got ramp control. He's even deep smoke bridge. It looks a bit
gap.
Yeah, terrible actually. Can't work with that. He'll have to be his bullets to hold them at bay, and he gets tested. Nade looks promising, and Jax softened even further. Can he really get away? He's tucked into the corner. He's got a real shot at this, and it's not to be. Great shot from Jax through the tarpaulin.
How low they are. Jax and Nexa, they can go down with just a couple of bullets here, so this is very, very precarious.
Competitive.
Yeah. Good job for Heroic on the force buy here.
The T's have any util? They do. Okay, so Nexa still has a bit. God, if he went down in middle, they would be left with so little. So they can clear some of these angles for free almost. But Nico is chomping at the bit, and he's one of those players you want popping, because he wasn't in the last series. He wasn't super quiet, but he certainly wasn't as loud as we've seen. Now, Jax does go down. That's a nice little pickup for Nico, and he now knows, okay, they're coming this way. We've got the right call. We're in the right place. Double stacked up on short, and Borup right on the verge of that smoke.
Yeah, he's trying to play the angle he needed to finish the job, and he does. Puts it all onto a low HP Nexa, and there's not much space for him to work. If he gets the frag onto Borup, we could see a plant, but quick reactions from the Dane, and we equalize straight off the pistol. They'll even take that AK into the next.
This is the exact same way we started last time round. When these two teams went toe-to-toe, G2 won the pistol on the T side. Heroic bounced back with the force bite. Same deal over towards that A side of the map is where they found the finish. And then G2, well, they forced bought back themselves and were able to steal a run of 3. So let's see if this is scripted, or let's see if Heroic want to change it, flip it on its head.
Just same as the last game. We put on a VOD for you guys at home. You're welcome. It is not live. No, I get it. It is very much live. And hearts beating in this one, I'm sure. Quite substantially faster than normal, but Stoun's got a nice little spot here.
He's got an affinity here, Lauren. Yeah, he really, it's one of the few players it seems to want to actively fight this. Obviously has the advantage of the weaponry, but it's a very hard swipe. That Z-axis not favorable. And Stout does well to find 2 there. He was only alive for a matter of seconds on contact. Flash from Cadian to buy time for Nico, and the dance is done. And so is the frag. Converts. There's more where that came from. Nice incendiary to channel them into one area of contact. Nade onto the nose of Amanek, and they should be able to finish this one off. He's working with 36. Cadian's hunting. He does catch a bullet to the dome, but 2 for Heroic.
Oh dear, got close again, didn't it? Well, there you go. Now you definitely know it's live. Heroic stringing 2 together and looking to force that G2 roster down to what should be a save round here. Still rocking that same water bottle.
Have a nice day, smiley face.
Mac 10s galore in this one, wasn't there? Nico had 1, Cadian had 1, Amanek 10 firing off as well.
I was a little worried when I saw that AK still in play that I think got picked up by the T's when they got up towards site, but it was all good, all gravy. This time, just Eagles. No armor, no util. So let's see if it can be kept clean. This has been pretty brutal so far. A little bit of a bloodbath between the both of them.
A nade looks like a prime target for Jackson. That's finished by Stown. He's only holding these tiny gaps, those 18-year-old eyes. He can hold the rattiest angles, and he'll continue to do so. This should be 4 for Stown if he continues in this direction. Lovely collection. It's 1,200 bucks. Injected into the heroic CT bank account. Only Amanek and unarmored Deagle should not be able to find anything here. We will have the headshot angle into Borup, but seeing how precise they can be, and there's a prime example of it. We're into the first weapon round then. Stown going to be happy with that one. A quick cleanup, nothing to get too concerned about.
Those are the type of rounds you need early on the CT side here. Make sure that you're not having too much robbed away from the back pocket, and a big round like this from Stown, it's going to help with his confidence. He's the one that we talk about as the big star in this team, and he hasn't actually stepped up leaps and bounds ahead of the rest, and he hasn't needed to, right? Tessus was the hero last time we saw Heroic versus G2 go toe-to-toe. Absolutely ungodly things over there on Nuke.
I see that Nexa lineup. Ooh.
Stown's going walkabouts. Hold on. I like that. He's getting a little aggressive, a little confident. Where's that heading?
CT smoke from mid, from
well.
T spawn to CT. Groovy into B, and Jax has put a bullet into the head of Borup, into the site. Rotating in is Nico and Stown, but they've got so much space. If Jax takes more, there's a double peek, and it does profit Stown only a little bit. Disadvantage as the resmoke and the plant come in.
Jax has come online, and that is your big danger man for G2. We saw it yesterday in those final hours. He was the one that saved them. So now Tess is Stown and Cadian, what do you do with this? How do you find a way back in? They are just flooded all over the site. It looks like middle through construction is going to be the avenue of approach, and Kenny just sitting, waiting on the bomb, playing off the back of contact. Jax would be the first port of call. Double nade, doesn't find its target, and the clock's ticking.
Gosh, it's a tough one. I don't know if they're actually going to, just save it out.
Yep.
I like the stacked cheese. Cadian's going to try and upgrade his weapon and make it costly. Axe! That's an AK on the ground. Cadian happy with that. Could be more where that came from. Was the soften Nexa on that bomb? Nexa could be in trouble. No, he's good. Okay. So a 3-3. 2 frags on either side, but it's G2 that convert their second.
Small detail, but really well done by Cadian. Getting a kill and getting an M4. He had already like 6k in the bank before that bomb went off and the loss bonus came through for his side. So he will be able to buy into the AWP if he wants. And the other 2 members of his team who dropped down, he will get a free upgrade from the in-game leader of Cadian. So that's quite nice. The boss man dishing out the love when it is deserved. Let's see how we trickle on in here. Round number 6 on the board. Mac 10 for Amanek here. Galil for Hunter.
Orp.
Yeah, double AWPs. So this is a fast one over towards A. No AWPs on the A site right now.
Oh, Tessus has got a real opportunity. Amanek was flashed by Nico. They've got one and nearly a second. Stown holding the line. This double AWP could be tested. Oh, and he's missed the shot. Nexa could catch the nade, but it's a little too wide. And now the bomb can go down. Kenny uncontested. This rotate's going to hurt Heroic. They've got to sink or swim here. If they don't find a frag fast, Lauren, this could be the safe call.
If you want to go back in with those double AWPs, they are so costly to try and recover.
Hold it.
It's got to be backing away from this. No one's offering themselves up. Kenny, I guess, would be the only close target. But even then, he's sitting relatively safe, even with those nades. And they're peeling away. They're backing away. They want to keep those AWPs safe because they are such a huge investment of money.
No worries. All they have to do is run T-spawn and wall bang the little blue bin thing while they're saving.
Okay, you think they've been watching?
No.
Okay. They need to hold on to these double AWPs. I don't think that G2 are aware that 2 AWPs were in play. Both AWPs did fire a bullet, but not at the same time. I don't think eyes were on them. I think the smokes definitely shrouded their vision. Bomb will go off. 3 rounds on the board for G2 now. So this is at 3-3. Now, that was an issue for Heroic last time, dealing with that A ramp, right? They only had 2 players there. It was just Nico and Tessus, one towards the top of the ramp, one towards scaffolding position, and you can see how quickly they're overwhelmed.
I felt like Nico got kind of caught in transition, falling away from the bomb site. And I think it's not the first time, sadly, he's been caught like that, is the speed catches. I don't know what's kind of getting them in a bad spot here. I think the flash coming in for Tessus puts him out of position, and then the hit comes in, and he's caught kind of in no man's land.
It is a Sophie's choice on A. You either have to stand your ground on short and be aware that you could get, banged out and leave space, or you contest and you fight. A flash keeps Cadian at bay. Tessus aggressive as well. This is a different stance from Heroic, and it's worked wonderfully in the flames. Tessus rides out for 2. Bomb loose as well. That's a boatload of info, Lauren, and a disadvantage for G2 into the 7th.
Love that switch up. Love the confidence. Love the play. But now let's see if these boys can dig their heels in. Katie's managed to get himself an AWP. Do they clear this? They've been putting a molly to it most often, but is it going to slip their mind? Is it not a priority? Kenny's not being quiet, not being subtle, and he's not looking the right way. That could be an issue, but for now, they're trying to clear towards short.
I think you're right. I don't think they're going to leave sandbags here. I mean, not only because I've just seen Kenny throw his incendiary or Molotov in that direction, but it does mean that now Nico knows he's got a real advantage here. All his teammates have to do, contain short, call for the push-up. Borup's doing that. Flash for the peek. It was a nade, even better. Kenny distracted, making lots of steps. This should be the double. That's the first call out. Doesn't want to overextend. I love this. He's about delaying, and he catches Hunter's Hunt. We have a fourth for Heroic. Phenomenal start. Tessus was the one to draw blood and secure the round.
Yeah, and it felt like G2 had crossed their T's and dotted their I's. They had that Molotov for what we call in the Glaive swing, because Glaive was one of the original swinging outlets. You can see Tessus standing and burning, melting away. But the double kill, it is well worth it. You didn't give away the territory. You stifled the attack. The remainder of the G2 players were stuck behind their own smokes. And that's huge. That is impact frags right there. That's the definition.
And look what it's done to G2. Okay, they've put all their pennies into round 8. It's Tech 9s, it's Mac 10s, and of course, 3 of the signature Counter-Strike AK-47s, 2 to contest Beast down. With an opportunity, they will be flashed off the line, and he will evade the first. God, it's scary, isn't it? In the blink of an eye, they're up to the site. And look how fast they're going. The flashes are good, Lauren. A double for Borup, and it's happened again.
Oh God, Kenny just got Amanek and Jax. Where did that mean to go? Was that a bit of a mistake, or was it just a little bit uncomfortable? Not sure. 3 left though. They've lost all potency here. All that venom they were hitting with that pace that made the CT so uncomfortable has dissipated, but Stown's found a new, deeper angle, and he can just wait this one out. Kenny gets the first bit of contact, has to fall away slightly, but Stown just moving around the bomb site, making it incredibly hard for the T's to go anywhere.
Just 2 rounds in a row where early aggression into CT turtling is working wonderfully. Like, this is the worst case scenario, right? For Nexa, he hasn't had a chance to call or have the round he called manifest. But twice, the 2 components of that machine and of that plan have been taken from him before they can get up to the site to set it up.
You can see what this means, because that was an all-in towards B. They're now having to clear everything. They don't know if there's been any A ramp aggression, if anybody's pushed down that ladder. And as they take their time, they have to make sure that there's no sneaky beaky CTs. They're ready for more multi-kills. A Molotov and 1 smoke in play on Nexa here. There's enough to get into the site. They do have the number disadvantage. Hunter needs to hit some big shots.
And he's more than capable.
Not a single flash to set it up either, so it's going to be dry. You got to just go in and do it. Deep holds from the CTs, barring Tessus. Isolates Kenny, now down to 2.
Tessus is doing great work. His nades hurt. Need the clean one from Hunter here. He's only got the shoulder to work with. He just can't swing. He's vulnerable to elevate. He's vulnerable to everything. Next up, the only 1 consolation frag, and it's nearly spotless for Heroic. 2 rounds in a row now.
So you're asking questions about that flash, Lauren, and where it came through. Now, over towards B, once that smoke drops, you could see it force them forward. We're going to play this out just here. So you can see Kenny, he's got in the backline here with the Tech 9. They're flashing, they're nading, they're pushing. Nexus flash comes through, so they start rushing this. Kenny now, as he's coming up, he is meant to be flashing towards the site, but because they're trying to put pressure on it, lands directly in front of the 2 Ts, and it just catches them in a I guess, a chain of flashes. So it wasn't Kenny's that was the unraveling. Kenny's was just the last one to do any real
Could have been any,
yeah
I guess.
Anyone's name could have been affixed to the shame, but timeout time. First one called of our semi-final. And have 3 remaining. Just a chance to grab their breath. Of course, in the online stages, it's no longer just that 30-second coach microphone, so do be aware we have Hundan and Malik providing input and insight much more commonly than you would have previously seen had this been taking place on the stage. So a change in environment, but this is the environment for the year. This is the environment for the season, and the name you see lifting the trophy here at ESL One will be the name that thrived in that change of circumstance.
Overall, what are we looking for the win condition here for Heroic? That ramp play been a bit different. Talk to me, Jack, because like this looks a bit different, but I don't know how far they can pull that.
Well, if we just have a look at how many rounds they won on their CT side last time, it was only 6 in total. So if they can do better than that, if they can get themselves up to 7 or 8 here.
Yeah, and it looks like they've held it at bay. They have so many nades, but the early fights don't let them throw them. It's only Kenny, and he's going to be chipped away at eventually. Double Orb still alive. And that's 3 in a row for Heroic, starting to build a lead. A reminder, this is a rematch, not only of the teams, but of the maps as well. G2's map pick, Vertigo, coming out again. Successful the first time. A was an issue, hasn't been so far. And you're bang on, Lauren. That's 2 back-to-back timeouts.
Okay, a lot has to be said then, clearly. That's
Nexus.
I don't think I've ever seen someone call timeouts back-to-back like that.
I think they're just trying to cool them down here. I think they're just trying to slow it all down here for the boys, because the game is getting away from them quite quickly here. We're already 9 rounds deep. There's been some fast plays. That's how they've tried to snowball over the top. The pistol round was basically an A rush, right? They just ran straight up that A ramp and they overran that heroic defense. And then the gun rounds that they've gone for, we saw the pounce towards B, we saw the pounce towards A to punish the aggression there. They lost that force buy in the early stages. So just slow it down. You don't want to let the semi-final get away from you. You're here, you want to drag this out. You want to make sure you enjoy your time.
Yeah, I mean, that was also the key messaging from Hunden as well. This very, very impossible challenge at times, which is, hey, you're a professional athlete, you have to compete. There is a competition here, we're paying you to succeed, but also have fun while there's all
Quite
that
the balance, isn't it?
Yeah, give it a good go. Can be difficult at times. And a missed shot. Okay, folks, this one's going to get a bit wild. This one could get more chaotic. They leap into B. Catching good nades. Heroic's utility damage is sky high at the moment, and it does look like it's been sated. That hunger from the G2 roster into middle. That's a couple of times we've seen them throw bodies at middle and it fall flat.
I'm actually really impressed that Heroic's kind of, I guess, calm nature has kind of kicked in. They haven't been needlessly losing players and overstaying welcome, trying to do kind of hero plays that are unnecessary and opening up that world where, oh, suddenly they've got a gun, suddenly they've got mid. It's good to see this is just like nicely thought through Counter-Strike.
Back in our day, Lauren, if we were playing against Heroic, we'd have called them, they're playing keen. They're sitting keen all the bloody time.
In the string of the last 4 rounds that have been posted on the board here for Heroic, they've only lost 3 players. So that bank, it is swelling out of control right here, and we're going back towards that A play. Can it be stopped?
Certainly looks like it could be. Cadian and Tessa's taking those fights early. Get out of our ramp. Tessa's is playing in the smoke. We've got a flash. Oh, I'd kill for it. He's playing anti. Okay, thinks better of it. Realizes the damage is inflicted again. They have to work, and he's got legs. Knocks the knees off Nexa. Just Jackson Amanek wondering where the hell he's gone. The CTs evaporate, and there's 3 bodies littering the A ramp.
They found an answer, it feels. They found the answer to what was really quite hard for them to deal with before. This ramp aggression, this pacey piece that was so beautiful from G2 has been answered. Tessus hammering nails into the coffin of this round, at least, as Amanek left with 29 HP, 5 players in front of him. That's a nice one. That's a freebie. Takes no damage for it either. That's not bad. Cadian should be locked and loaded for this. Amanek dies. It's a big one for Heroic, and they've already bested their previous CT round marker from the previous matchup, so this is the indicator. This is looking good.
I just want to say, though, Tessus, another 3K on an A-ramp aggression. That's twice. We've seen Nexa make the call, and twice Tessus has put his middle finger up at them. I mean, truly, this is a big-time play from Tessus. The fact he keeps bringing this up, it's starting to blow me away. Let's see it again. Gets one already, catches Nexa's knees, and then taking the third, falling back into the site. They aren't the prettiest 3K spray downs. We're not shouting from the rooftops, but my goodness, are they a contribution? And to do so against a team like G2 in a game like this, he's playing well ahead of his years.
G2 looks stumped though, right? The last 5 rounds, now it's only 4 kills, and Amanek's one just there was kind of in vain, right? It was an attempt to see whatever he could find, and, well, 1 kill is more than enough. But look at this, pushed forward by the utility. They're in the smoke. They're ready to greet this, and Tessus again.
This could be costly. Here he is. It's none other than Jax, one of the few who can turn this round around with only the Desert Eagle on his back. Kenny been gifted the AWP as well from the cold, dead hands of Cadian. And into 60 seconds left on that clock. They don't have to rush this plant, but a new smoke drops.
Not sure if I love that close-up play against pistols. Not sure. It's down. That's not bad. A little too late in the day, but Nexa takes a good lick of damage. But to try and play back into the... What, that damage?
Yeah.
Orb does find Amanek, but, you know, he's down to 26 now. He's the, just trade on me, boys, or give me the AWP and let me go.
Are they saving?
They're up smoking
so
for this. They're going for it.
They do have 3 flashes, so there is something here.
So much cash.
Why not go for it? Kenny is on patrol, though. He's not letting much of this happen, and it looks like they've realized that. They are peeling away from this. They're walking it back, but I do want to highlight individually how different Heroic look. I didn't like that look from them then, taking the fight close up on ramp against, you know, potentially very viable Tech-9s now. Deagle's back into swing, but last time around their CT side, only Tessus broke 10 kills in the entirety of it. And barely at that, 13 to 11. So individually, looking across the board, huge swing up. Next, it's down, 9 kills, Nico 9, 6 for Cadian, Boar up 6. It was very quiet affair for them back then.
And now there's only 3 kills separating top from bottom. We're not even done with the half yet. Yeah, lowest 8, highest 11. That's on Stown at the moment. And 11 from Jax after that double kill with the Deagle. So we knew what he was going to be capable of. It's good to see that Jax got out on the right side of bed this morning. We will be seeing more from the playmaker of G2. Ramp steps, very loud. Cadian considering some aggression. Anti-flash for the first and looking to mantle. Oh gosh, he's playing a dangerous game. He has Tessus in support and he does look down for the rattiest of angles. Tessus is so willing.
Careful here. Kenny drops away. Whoa. Cadian's just looked away from that tight line that he was holding. So that could have been doomsday right there for Kenny.
They've held back the initial hit. I want to see what that second go looks like for the Ts, because this looks like they've kept their util pretty well positioned. So if they double dip, can the CT still hold, or did they put too much of that utility in already to potentially greet them?
Where is Borup right now? He's all pushed all the way down. They could go for a fast flank.
There it is, that's the opener. Cadian was being very, very inquisitive, and now Tessus. Comes down to not only him, but G2's decision-making, and that's... Okay, he'll underhand a smoke. He goes wide, so he has some room to maneuver, but if a HE comes in after him, he's doing his best, trying to get his util out of his hands. He knows he's going down. He knows the longer he survives, the more that clock rots. This is great. I mean, it's better than nothing. It's better than being dead. Nico to support, and get away! He gets away!
Excuse me? How did they let that happen? It's 29 seconds now. Have they left this a little too late? They do have everyone standing. They're all here, and they finally start going. Borup's gone down, so that's neither here nor there as the T's are flooding the site, and that's big from Jax. He's the one stepping up with some really tasty kills. Hunter up on top, looking down, looking for more. Spots another.
Burning. Jax is down to 1. He's burnt. Maybe Tessus and Stown can show us what they're made of here. Or maybe just Tessus. It's going to be impossible. The setup on sandbags and Hunter blows his head off. 5 for G2, starting to make a real T-side out of this.
Same thing happened yesterday. Jax showed up with some massive kills and it inspired the rest of the team. Well, that's what it feels like right now once more. Up to 5 rounds here at G2. They can still salvage this half. Vertigo, for those of you unfamiliar with the way that things have been trending in Counter-Strike, I think we're settling on it being a T-sided map. So, having won the half already, Heroic need to be happy with this. Lauren pointed out as well the fact that they've already done better than they did last time. 2 rounds on top of their previous showing. But the guns will be out once more. 2 rounds left in this half here. Let's see if Heroic can do any better.
I'd love to see something that Hundon was talking about, you know, a bit of a change-up. Said we've got some surprises. It certainly wasn't in the map veto. No surprises there. Now then, Hunter, one of the few players who really started to master this scaffolding position. He's going to rat the smoke, suggesting it. Tracer fire, and that's first blood drawn. Hunter can't believe his luck. No rush for G2, but taking a lot of space and a lot of info away. Now they might, because they've just taken down Cadian, and Stown's lurking on the edge of the smoke, and Kenny's hunt bears no fruit.
Hunter, though, pressuring short so well. Stown and Borup again in a really bad spot. Can't make it out. The molly just trapping him in, and Borup left to just watch. There's nothing to be done here, I don't feel. A 1v4 is a little beyond capability when you're in this scenario.
One of my favorite little... I mean, it's nothing, by the way, but one of my favorite parts of the Vertigo is that teams are now making a habit of, as the guy plants, using the planter as a step to get on the boxes over the smoke. It's just a nice little touch. I like that people are jumping on their teammates' heads.
You would have loved, in 1.6, there was a detail was when you planted the bomb, you could actually get on top of the bomb. And on Inferno, for example, you'd use it to like jump up on the bomb box, then you could get in, look, there's multiple positions called Moto, right? I'll show you later. You'll love it, Alex.
I'm down. Anything like that. I mean, I saw that ridiculous, like, 5-man stack diffuse through the floor.
Oh, yeah,
that's something.
That's some Pubmasters magic right there.
That's the one, yeah.
Now, I was talking about how many few frags that G2 were getting in the rounds that they were losing. Well, now the same thing, or the shoe, it's on the other foot here for Heroic. In the last 3 rounds that G2 have posted on the board, only 4 kills have been found. So they are keeping Heroic very quiet here. These are clean rounds that we're seeing coming through. There's no crazy clutches. There's no crazy retakes coming in here. Teams are just being knocked on down and the rounds are being posted. But when we get into that second half and the game gets closer, the retakes have to start to come in.
Now, these stats make sense, so no surprises, but the 4v5 conversion stats, one I'm really enjoying at the moment, just seeing how many times you can, what percentage can you convert after conceding the early disadvantage, and both of them are actually ranked 2nd and 3rd, respectively, for ESL One Cologne. It's 37% conversion of a 4v5 disadvantage for Heroic and 37 for G2, so bang on. Both teams very, very capable of converting those early disadvantages, floating around the 40%, and of course, We're going to be getting into our final round of the first half, first map, first semi-final of ESL One Cologne 2020 online. Smoke deep, ramp, Hunter, not going to respect it, but
Four
Nico,
players here.
he's got the stance here. This is the first time we've seen them do this aggression. He's going to be checking this boost. This could be that double kill. Just as that smoke fades, Lauren, I don't see a world where Jack survives.
It's different and it's brave, and I guess you feel bolder when you have the SMG, but Hunter and Jax look so vulnerable. Little do they know, but now they do. The molly burns. One falls for it. That's Jax gone, and honestly, I wouldn't mind taking Jax and even Hunter on top. Nico, how's he managed that?
Yeah, and a smoke ramp. It's a good one as well. Completely locked out. Don't have to be doing that, Nico, but he does anyway. Triple kill.
Oh, look at the gap he had.
That's how he did. It's a one-way there. My goodness, we could see on Kenny's POV. Absolute zilch, nada, a re-smoke as well.
That's filthy.
Gross. Amanek, not long for this wild. Cadian just going to be shoulder clearing. Okay, Tessus contains. Nexus alone. And with 4 players remaining on that CT side, this seems like too tall of an order.
Nexa was a hero-level player if you look at his T side for G2 before. Not going to get the chance, and the scoreline is close. Heroic have changed, they have grown, but G2 still hold on. Enough to come back in with in the second half.
It's the adrenaline running through my gate. It gets me high, high, high. Got no time to waste. Ain't got time for small talk. I tell you the truth. I'm faster than you. I'ma tell you the truth. Not in it to lose, just faster than you. Look into my eyes, I'm not afraid. Take over my mind till it fades. Like a medicine, it keeps me safe. This neon lights lead the way. Ain't got time for small talk. I tell you the truth. I'm faster than you. I'ma tell you the truth. Not in it to lose, just faster than you. Faster than you. I tell you the truth. I'm faster than you. I'ma tell you the truth. Not in it to lose, just faster than you. I tell you the truth. Just faster than you. Just faster than you.
G2 Heroic, semi-final 1. of our ESL One Cologne journey. It started on Vertigo, and with a 9-6 half, Heroic have definitely found some redemption back into the familiar realm. It's G2's map pick, but a much better CT posting with boasting 9 rounds on their defense, and G2 did manage to stabilize off the back of Jax. It was some sensational deagle work that got them into the fray, and with 6 rounds posted, stringing together 4 at the end of things, definitely keeping things competitive. I've got Lauren and Sponge alongside me for the ride. You guys at home, and it looks like the bookmakers at home as well, starting to favor Heroic. Those odds were bang equal.
Curious, last time round Heroic only managed 1 round on their T side against G2's defense. So let's see if they can do better than that this time round.
Yeah, we were excited about those ramp changes. There's got to be a lot of changes here. So Hunden, hopefully he's managed to catch a couple things, switch a little bit up here and there, because, as I said, they've got to make a little bit of a difference. Nico showing a great deal over here. But
yeah, that seems rather intentional, but I imagine that Nex is thinking the same thing. So they boost for the initial check on ramp, and I like that. Often you see people just doing the jump peek on that sandbag, the crouch jump for info. So they've found a alternative to check that. Nades for Amanek. So you can see his plan is to be rather passive. Buy time, smoke this now. Oh, Amanek waited for contact. They could disrespect that. Oh my god, that nade could do so much damage. 150, a run boost regardless. And they find it mid-air. Tassus has found Jax.
where the hell did that just come from? They literally burst onto the site. And now the plan's gotta happen. There's surely no one who could stop that. Kenny, Hunter, and Nex are kind of pretty a little baffled, but Nex are on the flank. That's not bad. And these two just need to hold tight, but they're pushing it. The T's are taking the fight to them. I've never seen anything like it. Cadian right there in towards Kenny. And now Nex is like, I'm on the site, guys. What's happened? But this P2K has been getting Alex excited, is getting me excited. Nex, how much more can you do? That's incredibly good. And now a 1v2. Borup right around the back. You don't expect this if you're Nex.
Like, Nex has got a huge brain, but I don't think he anticipated for Borup. But he has no armor. If Borup doesn't find this shot now, okay, phew. Nice, neat and tidy. They deal with it. I love the start from Heroic and the fact that they just get that Glock train just chugging towards Elevator instead of like, oh, we're going to play Counter-Strike. We have to plant and smoke. No, we've got 4. You've got 2. We're just all going to click at you. Look at that.
Test is what they do.
I love the push. It makes things so awkward for Kenny and co, especially when they've invested into utility at times. There's no time to be faffing around with nades when you've got 4 people just beelining towards you.
I thought that smoke was good enough. I thought that little close smoke, because it kind of went a little short. They're like, ah.
A nade on top of it?
Easy.
Run boost. No. Obvious answer, Lauren. Obviously.
This new brand of Counter-Strike, this like new style coming in. I love it. It's so exciting.
We were watching the highlights, right? We were trying to get into the mood. We were watching all those the kind of Counter-Strike best moments. And not only did we hear how amazing the crowd sounds, but also, you know, we were observing just how the Counter-Strike has got better. Like, you know, we were watching these highlights. We're like, Chad just kept saying that they wouldn't been repeaking like that now. You know, like the Counter-Strike has evolved to the point.
Mr. Smoke, and I mean, God, let's remember, like, what was it? Kelly's magical jumping shot. We see that every game now because people learn you could actually kind of spam
jumping
like
accuracy,
that. It's not actually as impossible as you think. People have grafted in this game. It's different now. CT side, though. SMG out, Deagle or 2, nades galore though. Next are going to be called upon here, and he needs to find something good. That's excellent. Flashed up, still doing well. Nico, just beyond his reach. You could see him trying to claw for that.
Yeah, I like the attempt. He's got a great nade for the bar. I don't think he heard it.
Yeah, I think the molly obscured the sound. So, look, the nade's still going to do a big chunk of damage. Borup didn't want to move.
Owie.
They're locked out behind the smokes. They're pushing forward now. Jack's trying to clear on off and down through the flank and middle here. This could be all she wrote for round.
In the quarterfinals, when we interviewed Hunden, we asked for a player to watch, and it was that man now filling the feeds down at the tip of his tongue. He has fallen, does put an AK into Jax's hands, and that's going to be some prized possession for him to maintain. Not to V today. Borup can't believe his luck, collects a freebie.
You notice a little detail there. As Nico was running into the site, even though his teammate went down and they would have calmed exactly where that happened, he had so much faith that his teammates would deal with that problem that he could push forward. Look at this. The frag comes in, Tessus dies. Nico's not even looking at him. At no point did Nico turn around. He was even getting shot at, and his job still was to stop that rotation coming on through to open up space for his teammates. That right there is belief in the strat that's being called, belief in your teammates.
Faith in the system.
And you need to have that. As we look at round number 18 here, G2's force by it fell flat.
Steps. Where did they hear him? Okay. That's where they literally just paused, and I was curious. And Nex has just found one. So this is a bit of an issue here. The T's are a little bit maybe baffled as to what's going on.
Yeah, bit peculiar. Look, you can see the CT swarm on the minimap. They've got the utility required to make this clean. The clean deagle from Nexa could have shifted the tide in their favor. Nade looks promising, but the bomb plant can't really be stopped. It's even going to fake it out. Re-smoking towards the elevator, all those speculative pistol shots. Borup's trying to find a safe haven for the plant and has managed to do so.
It's just good heads-up play overall from Heroic. The fact that he goes for the fake, runs quickly away to avoid any stacked nades that they may have gone for in a round like this, making sure that he can't be pushed. The teammates there all covering, re-smoking. Heroic are really tidy as a team. They look like they've really done their theory. They've sat down, they've talked through every opportunity and possibility that could come their way. And then they're setting up in just tidy post-plant positions. Not giving away anything, not over-peaking.
Ooh, that's a good catch on the fake. Nico is fortunately not going to have any issues with... Oh, Jax! God, he's a threat, isn't he? They haven't got the time, but they've killed everyone. It's not much, but it's something. Triple kill from Jax. Extra cash to splash, and it puts them all on notice. Jax is awake today.
Where did they go at the start? Did they just run middle? I'm trying to think of where they just like hooned it to, because there's like mad amount of steps, which made
you saw Jax basically in T-spawn at the start.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that, what the intention was. It made the T slow down for a sec. They were able to kind of fall right back to the side. I wonder if there was an intention behind it, or simply
just
trying to bring
space.
Yeah, exactly. It could be just, let's try and bring those pistols to an area they can thrive. But 12-6, good scoreline, back on the buy here now. Both teams have what they need. AWP with Kenny, and it looks like a pacey piece towards middle.
Kenny to be tested. Great flashbang from Stown, completely forces him off the line.
So this is actually drawing a player away from A, which might make the ascent up the ramp here against Hunter a little bit easier. Jax is now even dawdling on back over as well, so it's just one man to defend, and we can see exactly where Heroic want to go with this. So misdirection early. Now there's two players on B, two towards middle. Even Hunter's dropping back. This is fantastic stuff from Heroic. I'm not sure they know this fake has worked so well. Yeah,
Hunter's going to hear those nades. He's going to hear that spray. And Kenny needs to push for info, which is exactly what Stown was waiting for. He gets what he wanted. Kenny, however, the one to convert. 3 rotating into the A site now. Likely to see those smokes and molly start to fly high. Kenny mollied off. He needs to find safety. Good nade damage. Softens him up for the M4s. And it's Hunter's AK that does draw blood. Tessus, Borup, both pushed up. A smoke elevator and a safe plant. I love this headshot angle.
Yeah, they've got to work hard for this, though. This retake has some potency, especially with that. Kenny finding the way through on short means it's game back on. The CT suddenly called to attention. The mollies come in. Borup, no man's land almost, waiting for Amanek to peer around, but he doesn't. And the pause for thought. No one's showing from the T's. There is only 2 of them, Tessus and Borup.
Time. Kit check, only on Jax, and you are going to get sussed out. Kenny likely to hold this one, baited the shot as well. It's a full defuse, should be G2's 7th. Great spray. Hasn't got the time, just nearly gets a chance to pull the trigger.
Okay. Almost got dicey there in the end, but G2 well handled. They didn't panic when they lost the site there. It was a great fake from Heroic. You could just see how keen to maneuver around the map G2 were off of just a bunch of nades. Kenny getting flashed off the line early. And then here, well, Amanek finding the last frag there, putting Tessus to bed. And at this point, with that plant, Heroic have enough money and probably enough rounds in the bank to go for a little bit of a pistol upgrade here. Or might want to go for an all-in. No, it'll just be the light buy. So, smoke, couple of flashes, and late towards B when Nexa is on an island here. The closest rotator will be Kenny with that AWP, so that's not what you want to help deal with the rush.
Might boost him up, yeah, okay. 2 boosts at the same time.
Nice.
1.
Gonna keep your head down here, ladies and gentlemen.
And then 2 on Stown. Kenny's going to have a very peculiar set of circumstances to deal with, and he does actually tag Nico just through the girder. Wow, great precision from the French sniper. Smoke's raining in. He shouldn't have any issues here. And one bunny hopping across. It's Tessus caught out. Kenny, those quick reactions, having no issues with the Danish movement. You heard from the coach Hunden as well that it's actually their confidence linked to their movement. If you want to get them in the flow, if in that flow state, he said his players need to be feeling themselves in the server movement-wise.
Little bunny hop boys, huh?
Yeah, exactly. But like, look how little of all of these frags Kenny saw. Good handling, triple for Nexa.
if you can get room over towards that B lobby, what they're doing right there is fantastic, because that one boost to the side where we saw Nico going on up, that opens up one line of sight. Where Borup got boosted, that's another, and then you can come up the stairs. So it gives you 3 different angles where normally it would just be the one. Very difficult to pull off on the gun rounds because the CTs don't give you that for free. You've got to buy that level of respect, or at least earn it. And Heroic, they're going to be taking another tactical timeout here. So there's only 3 remaining, 1 for G2, 2 left for Heroic in the rest of this game, and still quite a few rounds to be played. We're only up to round number 21. Heroic does look like they have a bit of the lead right now, but that can quickly be clawed back as G2 have everything they want. 2 AK-47s, couple of M4s in the mix, Kenny on the big green, couple of kits as well, full utility.
But Heroic have already done better than they did previously, winning that pistol and converting. You said they got 2 T rounds in the first time they faced here at Cologne on this map. 2 consecutive rounds from the CTs. Let's see if they can make it 3. Hunter is behind the smoke, behind enemy lines. Will they suss him out? Nico's evaporated, disappeared, found. And Jack's continuing to be vigilant on short. This looks like a great setup for the CTs here, Lauren.
They're keeping composed even under this immense amount of pressure the T's were trying to throw at them. And the T's have just thrown every piece of utility they have. Only left with 1 smoke and a molly. I think they just picked up as well, at least the smoke. So at this point, they're down quite low, as is G2 to a lesser extent, but a massive exchange at the start, somehow only equating in 2 players losing life, 1 on each side, of course, and Hunter and Kenny. Oh, how do you deal with that?
So, I mean, it's 1. Absolutely, but perhaps if the AWP is firing that first shot, you're going to see Borup swing and... okay, 1 for 1. They'll never expect Hunter, though. He's holding that wide swing. Jack's on short. This is a... certainly a unusual setup.
Unorthodox, to say
Unorthodox,
the very least.
absolutely.
Jax can't go down here if they do attack A, because that's going to put Hunter in a very precarious position. Up high there on the tightrope. No safety net, that's for sure.
35 seconds. It will be the A commitment. Very impressed by Stown so far, and I don't know if Jack caught him.
He's going to be...
This is the timing window, and he punishes him.
Hunter.
Oh, Counter-Strike, a cruel beast. Now Hunter very vulnerable. You're bang on, Lauren. And Stown opens up the sight. He's found 20 frags already. The young gun. Now Nexa already tagged up in the smoke. His options dwindling. His headshots found. He needs 2 more. They can play the time. He does have the smoke, does have the kit. Cadian just gives him the 1v1. My God, there was a chance. But 13 for Heroic. They weather the storm, and 2 bodies way down in the polygons there.
Yeah, you could just see Jax was in no man's land. What he probably should have done was tucked on back in towards the bomb site and played from a more passive line so he could have covered off Hunter, because Hunter was the key to that round. They set up that bait and switch, and when it didn't come through, the timer on that gets more and more scary. And Stown just makes it look easy, right? You're swinging out, you want to take that fight. That's a good fight to take. Still going.
Yep.
Everyone's dead. He's still fallen.
You're funny. I got it. We got it. It's a good one. What could be a good one is this hold. They need something more than this, but look at those T's. They are on their toes today. They're really not falling for any of this early damage coming through just yet. Amanek really up close. Hunter being proactive, and they've gone for the switch up.
Oh, he's not going to have seen this. Next is going to get overrun here if flashes come on through. Dropping that smoke. Nico's going to be well in his face. He has to be careful.
Yeah, Nex is in a spot of bother here. He will have to drop his smoke now as the mollies fly in. He does do just that, trying to bait the quad player. Like it. I like the strategy, sound cue. Perhaps tricking Heroic into the illusion that there is another player on that site tucked in. But this is all part of the game plan. You've pulled Kenny S all the way away from A with 50 seconds left. Nico to late commit and lurk.
Well, they are going B. Cadian has the only nades here, so that means it has to be the B commitment with only 40 seconds left.
Oh my goodness, okay. So Kenny is in the right spot, but it was actually a rotation of Nexa.
They've double rotated.
Double pump.
There's the same smoke. That looks like a real nice one. Remember that. Cadian flying that through the sky. A Molotov of similar design, and they are going to go for
5
this.
seconds. They have to go for it. Kenny's a little baffled, mollied out of spot. Nico now first in, he goes for it. Kenny denies, and 19 seconds on the board. Keep your eyes on the clock. Oh my word, Kenny's actually gone down. Stown's right there, he's come alive at the right time. 10 seconds though. If this bomb doesn't go down, they're in all kinds of danger.
Yeah, and they can't contest it now. Nexa was the only one with the line of sight. Borup keeps him safe, and they are still in this round. This is great from Heroic, a great shot. All onto Hunter now. Nothing he can really do. Does find the first. Here we go. Now into Cadian and another frag. Switches to the Yorp. He's got time. Tessus on construction. He stands his ground. One frag, but it's a big play from Tessus. 14 now on the board for Heroic, and a great round to convert many watching at home. That was a big test. Borup, I think his frag might have saved that round there. A wild spray was down into the smoke to catch Jax, but it was a great catch, stopping Nexa from stopping that bomb.
You know, on maps like Inferno, for example, we talk about the power of having map control and info. You know, as the CTs, you either want to have banana info, you either want to have top mid info. You need one of the two. Well, G2 didn't have either of them there. You could see they didn't have ramp info. They were scared. They were caught in rotation. They didn't have B info. Nico had taken that with that boost and was playing over towards that cubby position very, very early within the round. So Heroic turning this map in a different way. It's not just the go A and hit the site, it's the force the CTs to be tunneled and turtled up everywhere. And now they're only 2 rounds away, and G2 are 4 sport.
Yeah, with all those UMPs, SMGs, other acronyms of 3 letters. No easy feat, is it? Yeah, sound cue for Kenny. He's working with only a FAMAS though, Lauren. I don't know how he wins this duel.
I think he's got support coming around though. I don't think it's just Kenny. Once he gets that support, hopefully there's a trade on it. And they check this properly. Let's see how meticulous these boys are. Surprise, Kenny! Nice work from him towards middle. He holds. Tessus did succeed, though. And where is he? Okay, over towards the side itself. Jackson Hunter need to be prepared, and they are. Considering the weaponry is pretty poor, they're doing very well here.
Yes, and using the advantage of the SMGs. That's not the kind of peak you'd see Jax go for elsewhere. Great work. Look at this. G2 reminding us, even on the half or the less ideal weaponry, they are a threat. It's 9 for G2, clean to finish. 2 rounds away from Heroic doing what they couldn't the first time around, and that is, of course, win their opponent's map pick. This is a semi-final, very important and close to many players' hearts. Kenny, very familiar with the stage, speaking of his attachment to the Lanxess Arena. He found himself in the semi-finals again. Let's not forget, many considering Cologne to have been one that was the young Kenny's chance, the envious roster.
Check us out.
He's on to summon. Hello! Wild spray behind them all through the smoke, and he lines up 2. Borobiska finished off by the flames. This will be a quick one, folks. Just Cadian actually managing to connect a quick bullet from his Tech 9. 1 on 4.
Aminek's a bold player. I'm kind of getting used to what he brings with these like SMGs and these crazy pushes every now and then. He's definitely a curious one to watch.
So just having a look back at the game these guys played as the third and decider last time round, which was Mirage. Remember that Heroic were up 15-11. And then it was 4 rounds in a row that G2 were able to string back. And we were a little bit perplexed because we saw Heroic take a lot of mid control. They had a lot of information. They were kind of getting stuck within those mid rounds, and some fumbled calls and some big plays and aggression from the G2 players is what robbed them of it within the final stages. So
where's the bomb?
It's down. Don't worry about it, Lauren. I don't know where it's gone. It's gone somewhere.
Off the map?
If it falls off the map, it
no, it's on ramp. It just didn't
comes back up where you threw it off. I learned from Crystal the other day, right? Oh, this might be a little. This will take a lot of explaining. I'll leave it. We'll save it for another day. A lot of explaining to goes in that one. All right, so
there's a pause, you know, technical delay. Yeah. Feel free.
Get my
in your pocket.
Crayolas out, and we'll do some drawing. Show everybody what I'm talking about. But this is what kind of the point I'm trying to build here from that final map the other day was that when Heroic were close is when they really started to stumble. Now they only need 2 more rounds, but at the moment they're on the Glock Eco, which we really should see that for G2 round number 11. A little bit deep. There should be a spray down here. Simple as you like. Hunter stat padding. Amanek needs some too. The boys over towards A, getting it done nice and cleanly. And now we can get the guns back underway. So if you have a look at the money situation for Heroic, 4,300. Tessus with the most, 4,650. They will be able to get the guns out, lacking a little bit of utility here. They won't have all the goodies they require, but one of the praises that we were singing for Heroic was they were able to make low buy rounds work.
With coordination.
Exactly. This one they can't do as quick. They can't have as much intention in the early because the CTs want to dump a lot of utility. So let's see what kind of a round they'll go with here. You can see what I was talking about. Stown has to buy into a Galil to get all their nades they need for a strategy here.
Making those steps, Amanek's not going to buy it because he's pushing through. The flash surely going to get Tessus paranoid. He'll have heard a step. Not going to be able to disrespect that smoke. A couple of wild shots to draw fire. He does confirm ramp is lost. And that's such a huge power position for Amanek to be taking at 90 seconds left. I mean, you can just, yeah, they're going to have to retake it. Hunter's backing him up. We're about to have a very peculiar fight. That's 2 smokes pulled out of the CTs early. So Heroic is going to be a test of patience more than anything here.
He's fallen off it, but as I said, the amount of time these board is outstanding. Half of the map now somewhat denied. The 3Ts trying to work through mid are going to have to try and fight against it. Jax is there. Nice deep smoke, Molly to come through. So they've isolated it off a little bit. Construction's still open if they fancied, but Jax goes through the smoke and they do not expect it. And my word, Stown and Tessus are probably baffled by this, and he's found 3. Jax coming online.
Oh, that's the info Amanek was waiting for. Last day, as he screams as they all rotate in. Clean headshots needed, Borup. He's got to worry about Amanek. He's got to worry about Jax. He does well to find 2. And now Nico. Known for his aggression, known for his aim. Not today, it's Kenny. Quick repeat to connect the 12th. But yes, those elusive final 2 rounds of Heroic continue to avoid them. It's G2's prowess. That's 4 in a row on this defensive side from the French international roster. It was Jax, the Frenchman, though, who was doing great work alongside Kenny. Flashed through the smoke, not letting that mid control go unanswered. Very nice to see. Tight line held for the final frag.
I think a big bank has been built right now on the G2 side of things as well. Look how much money they're working with. So the remainder of this game, they should be able to get away with buy rounds to defend and make sure that Heroic can't get the victory out here. Pistols through middle, a 4-man lean. Oh, Kenny could get caught out here. He's flashed a little Molotov, but they're still coming over.
Yeah, he's got a lot to deal with here, and he's only got the AWP, a quick flick. Jax keeping them out, and that's a quickie.
So clean. Oh, Kenny?
Wait, AWP?
Did he fall off the map?
He's lost the AWP.
I think he fell off the map.
Yeah, he's got cash for days, though.
Yeah. Buy a jet ski with that amount of money.
Oh. Flames,
Oh, it's
flames.
his own
His
Molly.
own Molly.
Okay.
Molly, it's spread to the bollard.
I was going to say, he's jumping off the map. What's he doing?
What just happened there? I was hoping to see a pourquoi on Jax's face.
What?
Look at that, 5 in a row. G2 have really bounced back in a big way.
Quick glance at the scoreboard as well. It seems like a full team effort across the board. Cadian, as you highlighted, will be having to deal with Kenny if he wants to have any AWP on AWP action. So silence just a little. But ADR spread for G2 very much does feel like that team effort that we've been seeing grow into the G2 brand.
And you can see the strength of the individuals again. I was recounting this in the first half of just how few kills were happening in these spree of rounds from both teams. Well, in the 5 in a row here that G2 have posted, Heroic only have 5 frags. They're not making these rounds close at all, and that explains why there's such a big bank. But back towards A we go.
Double flashes up the ramp. Amanek's not blind, but smokes do force him back. Look at the Borup, though. He wanted to take some space, realizes sandbags is unchecked. On the wall bangs, the nades. Bit of a taste of their own medicine here. Heroic, no strangers to the power of utility damage and wall bangs on. Okay, they've pushed B. They have pushed B, and they have pushed it fast. Jax is going to be right behind them. Stown's given the responsibility of housing this, containing this, and timing could be his worst enemy here. Jax gets him, and now a real problem, especially if Amanek was to get that frag. Tessus has pulled them straight back into contention here. They can compete.
Kenny's going for a walk. He's actively pushing back towards ramp, sits towards the sandbags that got previously cleared by Nico's Molly. So, oh, excuse me, it's Borup Molly, I believe. And now, there you go. Borup goes down, and this is going to be a problem. Molly's come in. The player's still standing. Kenny is the final boss on this ramp. Falls away from it, too. He does the damage. Hit and run more like Tessus and Cadian have nothing left. No leg to stand on. They need something miraculous to get back in this site.
He's only got 50 HP. Gonna have to do it with only half of the hit points. Good nade to soften up Jax. Headshot box, crouching. Flank clearing. Smoke onto the site. That will be the cue for Jax to perhaps pop his head up over that smoke. That would be Cadian's to punish. If they get this bomb down...
X has done him here.
Yeah, this flank is so fast. Stown would have called it. Check your flank. He doesn't nade out. Pants around his ankles. Tessus to clutch. And he hasn't got a shot. Nexa, great shots himself. It's going to be 14-14. G2 stringing, what is that now?
6 in a row. And it's another round where only 1 kill comes on the board for Heroic. But if we're going to look at the key to that, getting the bomb down, hugely important. With the max loss bonus and the bomb going down, Heroic can now buy. If they weren't able to plant the C4 just there, they would have only had $3,400 going into this round, and it would have just been a pistol upgrade, maybe with a bit of Kevlar, a little bit of utility. But at least now the AK-47s are out, and they're looking just as stumped as what G2 did towards the tail end of that first half.
But I do want to point out, I know we're going to always kind of sit in the underdog being heroic. Bear in mind, G2's mental kind of fortitude has been brought into question before. They were at a deficit. This is a switched up team on a map they've done well before. So they've really pulled themselves back into this. This CT side looks rock solid. They look very comfortable, very well rounded, and they've kept composed under pressure, which is something we often go, oh, is it going to be an issue? Not today so far.
Yeah, and let's not forget that Heroic's B hits were working. Now that's going to be something that not only we are aware of, but Nexa is too. And he did some fantastic work on the AWP to previously send them packing, and you can see why construction is his position of choice, so easily flexible into 2 of those 3 lanes of attack. Is it the pistol? We were talking about this before. At least one boosted up. Nico with that peculiar line of sight. A different strategy here for Nexa, a smoke, no longer vulnerable to a coordinated Molotov.
Kenny last time did really well when they tried to do this, kind of plucking them before they even got towards the plateau itself. But now, deeper smokes, but Nex is above it. He sees nothing so far. Now he sees a lot. That's one down. He's going to hear more. He knows they're there. Cadian's on the site, though, so he's done quite nicely to at least push to this position. But look how active the CTs are. They're right in their faces.
Oh, this is just deathmatch, and Cadian's doing great work. He's got his drum and bass on. He's bopping his head, and he's popping their heads. Another one for his tally. 3 in the round. Nico responsible for the flank. And with 30 seconds, they're not rushing that plant because they've got all the frags they need. Great work. Coming from behind was Stown. 15 found on the B site, and that's going to be perfectly timed to get some paranoia flowing into the final round of regulation.
Cadian's not been super loud this game. He hasn't been having the big performance yet. Obviously, we said 1-to-1 with Kenny. How are you going to approach that? But that's a big round for him, I'm sure.
Okay, well, last timeout being used from Heroic here. They want to get across the line. They don't want to take this one to overtime. We know how that went down on Mirage last time these 2 teams faced. And G2, as they were posting round after round, the confidence of the individuals, it was starting to rise. They were taking more fights. They were getting in their face more. They were taking more territory. And over towards B, we know that's the gap. We know that's the hole. They've been punished over there a few times. Nexa, the in-game leader from the group stage, highest rated player so far for EU. Tapered off a little bit in recent times, and now he needs to step up in a big way, because if they go back to his bomb site, well, he needs to close that door if they want to take this one to overtime and keep G2 alive on their map choice.
Two minutes thrust onto the clock. Overtime or a map win on G2's map pick for Heroic. All hangs in the balance, and Amanek, he fancies some aggression. He gobbles up their flashbang. Nade looks poised for some damage here. Pulling a lot of that early CT utility out. There's another one. Oh, okay.
Good initial damage. If they knew what they'd achieved, they'd be happy with that. But of course, bear in mind, some of that big damage is on Cadian, so it's not the end of the world to have your AWP a little lower. If out of anyone, you'd probably pick them, even if they're still standing. But Kenny's looking for information, and he's found a fair bit. No one's over this side just yet. Jack's picking up the mantle towards middle, and Stown's the one slowly working this. He's been keeping a little bit of a step towards it, but now the molly. Stown's ahead of it.
He tried to fake the steps, run back, see if Stown goes investigating. 2 very good aimers in the server, and Jax gets the better of him. Very tight line held. First blood drawn, overtime. 4 frags away now for the international roster. The flank's on its way as well. Nex has got his intentions. He's got a full nade set. Cadian's faffing around with his smokes. This could get awkward. 40 seconds. The only way that clock is extended is if they start to plant. Good timing enough to avoid the initial flank. Someone has to check it. Nexa could win this round eventually, but it's Borup trying to open up the site. No one's giving him an inch.
And the molly just buying time on the site. Now Nex is almost in position. Borup's gone down. Piece by piece they fall, and Nexa is right there. Tessus would be dead in the water, but he's taken a pause for thought,
15.
Considering if they think about it. 15 seconds. And he's gone down. Nexa still waits, waiting for that bomb, ensuring it's time to pounce. There it is. Nexa's timing could not be better, and it all falls apart at the final hurdle for Heroic. But 15-15, it's a new look for Heroic, but G2 back on their old game.
say over a year. Still it feels like I saw you every day. Tired of hanging around the ones that always need an explanation. I don't need to every day. Explain myself, don't hold it against me if I'm somewhere else. Put all the masks that I had on the shelf. Wish I could stay, but it's bad for my head. Something's coming. I wanna be everything I thought that I can never be. Build me up, piece by piece. Figure out by all the parts that maybe used to feel like I belonged to a certain place or a town. Feeling safe, feeling sound when I'm still around. But there's something in the distance. I wanna know what it's like. Don't worry, I'm still with you all the time. Explain myself, don't hold it against me if I'm somewhere else. Put all the masks that I had on the shelf. Wish I could stay, but it's bad for my head. Something's coming. I wanna be everything I thought that I could never be. Build me up, piece by piece. Figure out by all the parts that maybe something's coming. I wanna be everything I thought that I could never be. Build me up, piece by piece. Figure out by all the parts that maybe something's coming. I wanna be. Build me up, piece by piece. Under peach yellow.
The boots hit the ground, and so do we. We prepare for our final few rounds of our first map of this semi-final. First flashes, first blood. Oh my God, Amanek just kissing Tessus in the smoke. Eventually, as this chaos subsides, it's a 3v3 to start off overtime. Pansy and Sponge alongside me. And we can take a deep inhale, because the players will be doing the same. Slowing it down, early casualties. We're into the mid-round. Bombs on the back of Cadian. Kenny, in response, is starting to clear his way up short. I think this is about as far as he'll go. Molly to try and contain Borup.
I think that missed. I'm not sure if they wanted that to go ramp or scaffolding, because that position that Kenny was going to clear where Borup was holding is very, very difficult. But double AWPs on the T side over towards the B bomb site. Well, nobody's home, so scoped on up. They're not going to find any targets just yet. The rotation from middle will be on Nexa, who's still rocking a HE, a flash, and a smoke.
Super weird with the two AWPs there. Borup's doing really well to keep their attention, I guess, but definitely strange. I didn't expect to be seeing that.
Yeah, and now they start throwing nades. Nexus just going to be screaming like, guys, there's action B. Little does he know it's AWPs as well. They're planning in the smokes. Down could peek over that. He does spot Nexa. He'll make the call. Two AWPs to defend it. It's supposed to be awkward, but it doesn't look like it is. Cadian misses his shots. It's down. A lot of responsibility on his shoulders. Borup just about rotating in on time. One more from the AWP and we're cooking. And it is going to be a chance, but no, tagged up. Great pre-fire. Playing around the smoke. Doesn't look good for the Danes. Hunter gets one and Nexa gets the other. The retake is theirs. Wow, what a round to start us off in overtime. Chad, What just happened?
So, look, Heroic knew that the B bomb site has been an easier avenue for them. Going over towards A, seeing if they can win out that duel, it was equal trades. It looked pretty good for a moment there. But the fact that G2 could button things down, it just kind of left them in limbo and double orbs trying to take the B bomb site. The fact that they were able to plant, that's crazy in itself. I wonder if we just see Heroic now default back towards those B hits, right? Boost Nico up behind the wooden boards, drop your smoke, drop your flashes. Nex has been playing that quite passively, but the adjustment that's come on in is Kenny solo AWPing B right now.
Okie dokie. Up mid fast. I'm not sure Nex is going to be happy with that. He's just been flashed off. He's definitely not going to go for a left eye re-peek with that many steps. And there's Molotovs coming as well. Gosh, this is going to be fast, I think. Through middle, Amanek takes initiative and he calls 8 clear. That is a phenomenal frag to be getting at such an early stage.
Amanek's territory that he gains and the pressure he puts on ramp is outstanding. It is really quite a masterpiece to watch. Now the pressure's being applied elsewhere. Nexa tucked in the corner. Kenny trying to back him up, but he's isolated. Nexa can't be really dug out of that, keeping him alive, but Kenny just pinning him down like a waterfall flowing through. He makes it look comfortable. G2 stepping up well, but I can't get over how much Amanek gets away with this.
I mean, it's the perfect call to take initiative, to think, okay, action B, someone's wildly spraying into my A smoke. He probably isn't expecting me taking that fight. Look at this.
Did he hear the reload, I wonder? Because I know Tessus was almost out of bullets, so...
The call probably came in from Nexa that mid was being overwhelmed, so taking territory back. You know how I was saying that Heroic were able to manage the map and deny information for the CTs? Well, that's the information that they needed. So having to push through the smoke and take that risk, as you said, Amanek's done it a couple times, and it's necessary. If he goes down...
Here he goes!
This is one way to get tucked in on the close corner. He's getting flashed in.
Again?
Oh my god, they're not expecting that, but neither was Amanek. Tessus in the corner. Kenny's found two somehow. Oh my god, he's pushed B. He's using his AWP like an SMG. Gets 3. Down to a 2-on-3. Okay, deep breaths, everybody.
They're
down
going.
ramp. Tessus to B with Stown, but they're going as a unit. They pack roll. It's like they're playing agency. They're on a hostage rescue mission here. Stay together, group.
There's no way they expect it.
No.
There's just no way.
No way. They're on for the 18. Missed shot. Nex has handled it, and now it's down. Maybe, just maybe, if he can get that bomb down, he has got space.
My god.
Oh, he's drawing them in.
Welcome to the big leads down. Have you got the better of them? 50 seconds to play with. He's got so many weird players and weird spots in and around him. Molly, 2 flashes. Jax is still there.
Again?
He's double dipping on it. Stown. This could be outstanding. Not to be. Jax denies. And G2 have kept it clean.
Heroic are going to be kicking themselves after this. They were so close to being able to turn this map and take the choice of G2 away from them. But this is Kenny just going hyper-aggressive. When things get tough for G2, instead of getting scared and wincing and falling back in the last 2 days, they have just gone, we'll fight, we'll push, we'll take the attack. Remember Nuke yesterday when they were losing lower control? Pushing lobby, getting on the roof behind them, making OG squirm, and now they're doing the same to Heroic here today. 1 round here for G2. They fake the footsteps over towards the forklift room. They're slowing things down. They're allowing Heroic to make the first move. Take that risk, give up a freebie, try and convert this 4v5 advantages. Kenny patrols over the top of the smoke with the AWP. Tessa's a little bit cheeky with the jump, just seeing what he can see. And now 4 members postured down towards the fork room, ready for nades and flashes.
Chance for Cadian to get caught out here. Oh, that's a sound cue. He's slowed in it. He can burn. Okay, that's unlucky. Molotov slowing him down with the impact. Burns to 50. More nades where that came from. It definitely feels like an 8. He's feeling the pressure. He'll maybe line up for the one-way. Now that's going to give him some action and some freedom. Tessus can see the toes on the swing.
He's just had so much pressure poured at him early on. I'm surprised he's still alive. He did have to dump that util to try and hinder, slow.
They're going to drop it again. It's really going to buy them time. I mean, look at the option. They're doing their smoke exec. Jax is going to have to lose out or spray through the smoke himself. Tessus caught out unimpressed. 5 versus 4. They have to get that bomb down, and I don't know how they can test. Down's molly can be extinguished. 20 seconds. Where is that bomb? It's on Jax. Coming in from short. Down's going to be the sacrificial lamb here. He has to disrupt, and oh, there it is. He erupts. Double. No time. Amanek just has to get that bomb in. A first frag. Not allowed to get to the site. Not allowed to get to the bomb. Now the objective changes. Just survive, and they will. They'll find their first in this overtime. But it's a long road to a second. 2 more rounds in consecutive fashion, or G2 will take their map pick.
Real dicey there for a minute. I thought Cadian was going to be punished being in no man's land and taking all that damage. I thought there'd be wall bangs, a few more nades to deal with his position, but this from Stown, phenomenal stuff. The teamwork that we've been highlighting for these heroic guys paying off once again with the flashbangs for one another. But again, G2 get another opportunity to convert here. Back towards the A site they go. 3 members again. It looks like they're just going for this default spread. Amanek watching over towards middle. Exit towards B, and the other 3 seeing if they can find any prying CTs. Cadian this time will be dropping a smoke. That's going to slow the ascent up the ramp. It feels like both teams are more than happy to let the clock rot on down here. Holding on to their utility, though, is heroic. Notice they're not throwing out a lot of Molotovs. They're not throwing out a lot of smokes early. They're not too scared about getting pounced on. They can see that this pace change from G2 is clear. As now, once again, they all corral and group up towards the A side of things.
Cadian being better of a peek. Doesn't want Kenny's name in the kill feed first, and watching Vertigo get taken away from him without being able to lead from the front lines. It's not a fate he desires. Instead, passive, holding short, anticipating utility to be thrown his way, like he Hunter's molly coming his way.
Such a dance, isn't it? These exchange of utility, just denying area from the CTs. Cadian can't play short, flashed up, but he still gets Hunter. That's pretty impressive, honestly. Tess is still alive. He knows there's going to be pressure coming his way from ramp. He's trying to avoid the lines of sight. Stown's there towards Jax, and it looks like they've just got a grip on this T side for now.
Yeah, this time they certainly passed their first test. Kenny tagged up as well. It's down on the AWP, a deep flash. Amanek, you impressed us on CT's side. Have you got anything left? Anything left? As that smoke fades, he will have a slight advantage on the kill for Cadian. Oh, he's just going to get the no-scope. Nice presence of mind from Cadian. Puts us on 17. We are looking at a potential second overtime if they can keep this defense up.
We need to see G2 go a little bit more aggressive early, because as I mentioned, Heroic weren't using their nades, and then as the G2 boys used their utility on towards that A bomb site, it was just like a tennis match. Like, well, you throw one, we'll throw one back. You throw another, we'll drop another ourselves. We're harassing each other with nades, and well, the CTs, they have the advantage. They just need to stall out the clock here and stop you from getting to the site. And not only that, the Orbs got all 5 kills in that round.
Damn. Okay, well, the 3 Orbs in the server for our final round of overtime 1. Maybe the B hits the plan. Nade does soften him up. Borup. Man with a plan. Deep smoke, very vulnerable to Amanek's underswing, and he actually wants to take the fight. That's a big one.
Stout's setting him up for success there. They've hindered this hit, and I like that. Just careful utility usage. Yes, Nico and Borup have had to spend theirs, but it has just guarded away G2. So they've turned attention. But Cadian's posted up here. Now, they've got to be aware of this, right? You got Kenny, Hunter, Jax. They've all got to be aware, hey, ramp is a danger zone. Kenny, is he going to peek it? Slither is all he has to see, and he knows there's danger afoot. Cadian, you got to stick around. You got to get away, my friend.
Oh, God, hot pursuit. Tessus aggressive. He wants more, and he found the head of Kenny and Amanek. Tessus massacres G2 in pursuit of a second bite. He wants to go into another overtime, and it does seem like that is the most likely outcome with Jax down to 36. Bomb on his back, that's something, but I'm afraid you can walk to B as silently as you like. There will be players waiting for you.
They've been stifled again. This was happening in regulation, and this man on your screen here with 2 big Deagle kills was the one to get them back in it. I don't see him winning this one. 36 points of health, multiple members on the side, 23 seconds, surely not.
So funny. On a T-sided map, it seems it's a battle of breaking that T-side barrier. Neither team able to post a single round on the attack. And we are going into a second overtime. Tessus' triple kill on that scaffolding position, a large contribution, and we still have yet to have an answer as to who will be taking Vertigo.
Now, I always get the luxury of sitting back and watching these unfold and going, well, they should have done this. But there was definitely need for pace here for G2 on their T side just there. There was none. It didn't really shake Heroic to the core whatsoever. And now maybe we will see a little bit of that change. Heading back over towards A. Looks very similar to the previous 3. Early exchange of utility. Kenny firing a warning shot through the smoke. Tesla's playing behind it. So we get multiple frags in regulation. And well, that's Kenny. The AWP taken out of the equation very quickly.
Those aren't wild sprays. Those aren't anything further than calculation from Teslas. He knew where he needed to be putting those bullets down range, and they meet Kenny. A touch of luck, but who doesn't require a little luck on their side at times?
The T-side do. They're still committing to this. They're still putting all their utility down. Cadian's here. I think it was Stown who maybe backed away from it, but everyone else is still around. They've just peeled away from that very attentive, aggressive play on ramp that, well, definitely hindered Kenny this round. But they have burned a lot of their utility on both sides. They're down to the kind of drag ends, but they've got a little bit in piece here on the T side to put into play. A couple of smokes, a molly or two, so they can make it work. Even with the player disadvantage, these guys more than capable. Going quite quiet now. Cadian again under pressure. No stranger to these mollies. A run boost. That's something. The flash was sublime, and it set them up for some success. Jax is there, and Jax is delivering. Now, bomb to go down. They finally have that clock in their favor.
Yeah, it's down with 33. Maybe he's got a way back in. It's certainly not the weapon for the job, and no util as well. That does not bode well. And of course, it's Jax to find the multi-kill. On the one round, we see G2 look to post on their T side. We've seen both sides fail in their first attempt to find anything on their T side, but a break in A, a break in their case. He finds a smoke. Missed shot. That's the end of Down. That's the end of the round. G2 break their drought and finally get a taste of what victory on the T side feels like in overtime.
This is where the youngsters, the players not so experienced with being in the semis and the quarterfinals, they run boost. I do love to see it.
It was anti-flash as well. Like, Amanek was looking at the ground mid-air.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more teams go for that run boost. It's something which, you know, with the elevator line that you can take out of the equation, force them to swing. But it's innovation on the fly here. G2, they need to post a couple more. Their CT side was good before. See if they could do one better now. Cadian aggressive, so pushing forward with the AWP. Free information given. It's quite the light defense over towards A from Heroic this time around. They're expecting a change-up, and well, that's the right call.
So slow defensive stance this time for G2. They know that they've already done what they couldn't the first time around. Now hearing a lot of steps. Cadian will be hearing this too.
Anyone here? The CTs?
Not at the moment.
Free site.
Wildly open. My God, this is a bit of a problem. Nexa has the bomb, and he's actually going to be planting that now. They're so pushed up. I don't even know if you want to rotate Kenny. They weren't expecting him there. Now he could drop his deep smoke. They could be on for 2 here, Lauren. Oh, wow. It does seem like experience is starting to prevail when you get to the business end. Burning, Amanek running out of options. He's down to 20 HP, but they can't find him. What can you do? There's so much util left because they got the site for free. Now is their chance, and they've got 20 seconds to kill them all. Nico's starting the account.
I don't see a way how they get out of this. That's going to help matters. I guess Kenny and Amanek, though, as you said, they've got to get on it now. They can't deny it any longer. And Nico falls, and G2 have found the way to make it work on the T side. No one was on B.
Yeah, you were right to point that out. I almost didn't believe you. I was looking at the minimap. I was like, someone's gotta be. Stown was the closest, but yeah, look at the space they took. What a great call. And the CTs seems like Heroic, a bit of an over-rotation there. They get punished. Amanek finding 3 and only seeing 1. There we go. Starting to get the energy flowing in a different direction. 20 to 18. One final round of play before we swap sides.
I just don't understand why they left that side. It was only Hunter over towards A doing anything before. But look, that's here nor there as Jax. He is on a mission.
Give him another one while you're at it. Borup. Oh, they're burning. Oh my goodness. Amanek and Jax are very low. Worse for wear. Borup hunting down then finishing off the job onto Jax. Looks good. He doesn't expect Kenny. And a missed shot. This is getting wobbly. Borup can't seem to decide where to go. Not like this. Not like that. Kenny's hit the no-scope. And all onto Cadian. Hopes and dreams starting to be dashed. This could be a flawless T start in the second overtime here. Looking for a 3-0. Margin for error for Heroic will become 0 into the second. What can you do?
We're about to find out if anything can be done about this. It does feel like it is a resounding no. G2, what a change up there.
Yeah, Nexa gets his credit where it's due. The calls there really, really getting under the skin of Heroic. And look at the kind of AWPing Kenny's doing. Look at that. This is a semi-final, folks. And he's playing it like it's warm-up.
This is where the frustration is really going to start to come through for Heroic. The fun, it's going to be quickly sucked out of the room. You can see just the pace change in terms of, it wasn't just rushes at the start, but once G2 got the territory they wanted, they pounced. You know, they didn't question it. They just went straight on in. They found the fights. They hit the headshots. As simple as that. And well, here we go. One more round needed for G2.
All they need. P-side now has been evading them, Heroic. They've been struggling a little bit here and there, but they found a bit of success before, and they're kind of showing, oh, maybe we'll do a bit of something, but they're peeling away from it.
It has drawn the rotation, though. Look, there's only one player left towards A, and right now in limbo is Hunter. He doesn't know whether he should stay or if he should go.
Cadian showed up, fired an AWP shot and threw a flash. They leave Nico, they park him there with a full set of util. He can sell this fake. He can keep Jax, Kenny, and Nexa preoccupied if he gets the timing right. They'll push for info middle. Oh, it's all shaping up for a chance for Heroic. If Stown can win his duel, we're on to something. There's another! And kept equal. Catching Amanek through the wall. They're softening up that A player. They're making no secret of their presence. Rampant is encouraging Kenny. They're not going for the double pump, are they?
Where's the bomb?
That's way, way back in T-spawn.
It could still definitely go back to B here. They don't have to commit to this A attack if they don't want, but as the clock trickles on down and Nico's selling this fake, and it's drawing them back again.
It's working. They're all rotating.
The mind games are insane.
Gosh, it must be tough to play. Like, the comms have to be so active to keep track of what Heroic have got in store. But I will remind you, the G2 are 3 frags away from taking their map pick. Hunter turns it all around, a double. Makes it a nightmare for Nico and Tessus. If ever there was a time for them to step up, it would be right here. And right now, Tessus getting closed in on. Does find the first. Hunter's gone. Nearly a third. He's got to clutch it out. A 1 versus 2. They're low. It's certainly not out of the realms of possibility, but so much pressure on someone so new to this level of play. Gets another. Head off of Amanek. Maybe Tessus can do it. He does it. Big time players making big time plays in big time games. Tessus keeps Heroic in it.
Jeez, I thought Hunter did enough there. The fact that this boy, this kid, last time round, the best player for Heroic as they went up against G2 and poised back against the wall, overtime, having to get that done. Look at it. Kenny doesn't believe it.
You play on. My goodness. Okay, Heroic. Maybe they've got another bite of the cherry. Quick nades, fast up towards the ramp. We will see the early smoke and flashbangs to contain Hamanek's onto it. His usual antics.
Not again.
Not a flash through the smoke, surely. He's willing, just throwing bullets down range, keep him paranoid, avoids the molly. And more suppressing fire. Uh-oh, 1-for-1 trade, Borup. He's holding dub.
I love that. I love the pace. They're willing to take this fight against Amanek, who's been a monster to them, a nightmare to them, someone haunting them in their dreams here. But these players are posted up, and Borup is going through him. Amanek still stands, but he can't do much more than that. And now it falls on Kenny and Nexa to keep this in check. The nade could do work. It doesn't do as much damage as I thought.
Nico hanging on by the skin of his teeth, and Cadian's caught Nexa. Kenny to clutch, Kenny to secure Vertigo. And they do start to retreat. He'll hear that cue. He could. Oh, this actually could work out wonderfully for Kenny. If he can get his AWP posted up into a viable position.
He's got a chance. He really does.
Very, very real possibility if Heroic are not thorough. Will they expect him this close? Okay. Nico keeps us in it. Double kill for Nico. Double kill for Borup. Both stepping up when it matters most. 35 frags for Stown. These young guns, we called them a safe pair of hands, and there's evidence all over this semi-final. 20-21, frustration rising in the G2 ranks.
They just need one round. The fact that it's eluding them. They've done this twice. They've gone up to the 3-0 in overtime, and they're unable to convert one more. The pressure for G2, the pressure for Heroic.
G2 have switched up. They've got a double AWP. Amanek going to switch onto the AWP this time. A little bit different. We haven't seen him running with that so much. That attentive play towards ramp being his characterized role. But now, a little different, but as is the T side. Stown not slow, not subtle. Makes presence known where he is, but this is all leading towards currently this side of the map. We've not seen too much of it this early on. Nexa, be ready. They're about to come in and test us. No one better to start the account.
And look at this. They weren't ready for Nico at all. Jax and Kenny were having a mother's meeting, and Nico just crashes the party. Looks like we're going a third time, folks. Another overtime before we find out who will be taking the first map of the semi-final. Flashing him in. An AWP on Amanek. A lovely boost from Heroic. They've got the resources and the players to do it. No time. And running out of players. Hunter's gone. 21 to 21. That's going to get the energy flowing in a very different direction. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with your third overtime.
Cause nobody else is showing any empathy. Rudely awake and quiet undertaking. Did I do something wrong? Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here with my thoughts alone? I don't wanna wake up messed up, cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. But I need you now, cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. I'm so sorry that I didn't go to therapy sooner. Thinking everybody, even you's an enemy. Brutally awake and quiet undertaking. Did not do nothing wrong. Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here to get drunk alone? And I don't wanna wake up messed up, cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. But I need you now, cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. If I am so wrong and so gone, miserable, won't you stick around just for some be visible? But you don't know, you don't care. Leave me to suffer, erase all the doubt. Pouring Jack in my mouth, in a love with enough of the pain and the drugs to be present for now. What I'm right now, I don't wanna wake up messed up, cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. But I need you now, cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. I don't wanna fight it. It's time to let it go. It's time to lose your inhibition. Developing a blind ambition. If you got a match, just go ahead.
Map number 1, semi-final number 1, overtime number 3. We are in mind game territory right now, ladies and gentlemen. Fakes across the map. The in-game leaders, Nexter and Katie, and they need to step up. The coaches, Malik and Hunden. The calls, that's making the difference right here. And the pressure on the youngsters. Heroic, they're not faltering. Let's go again.
Yeah, we go again into the breach. My dear friends, it is going to be the 3 AWPs in the server. Down, they are loving putting it on the young gun on the T side. It's a rarity, but it's been working. A boost being pulled out. You said, Chad, it is the mind games. It's what haven't we done? What haven't they seen? What worked? What didn't?
We haven't seen Nexa pushed up this close before. He's been
Saw a
running
hand.
around.
So he knows that Jax is on site. So if any info on Nexa, they'll call 2B. Yeah, acting like he's there, though. This could be a fantastic punish if he bites the timing, and instead, he'll get all that info. Yeah. Oh,
That's
and
it.
Tessus. Might have to find that head, snap back, turn to the side. And that's what they were waiting for. Glorious from G2.
Small changes, small differences, these tiny plays, these little positions that they change can make all the difference. And it does this round. The pushed up player gets the info on B, the boosted player gets the kill.
I love the call because they've put 3B in the knowledge that Kenny can hold mid flex on construction, and that boost is going to probably get the first.
Perfect.
It's great.
Nexa's pushing for info now. B lobby's clear. They can rotate forward towards the A site and set up for this.
Oh, Jesus.
This is great. This is really, really top-end work coming up from G2. The information's all there. The flash was good, but down. Blind as a bat, still kicking off.
Yeah, and bats are known to screech. And Hunter probably screaming at staring at that Molotov. He is in trouble. Bomb's going down. He could not contest it. The Molotov made sure of that. Bomb down. Heroic halfway home.
He found Nexa. First time they've caught that lurk. Normally he succeeds so well. Oh, Cadian, not bad there. Just trying to make this work, but time's on their side for once. You just gotta keep their nerve. No util left for the T's, so this is all down to the guns in the hands. Flash comes in, can turn it. Jack's there to make the play. Takes down one, trade comes through. The T's are on this. And what a start for Heroic. They get themselves right back on that board after a great foray into the round from G2.
That was a 4v5 disadvantage. We know they've got the conversion rate second highest in the tournament. And that was how it started. That was the early casualty, and it was none other than one of their best fraggers. Look at this, down, just holds mouse one. His crosshair placement was so good. All he had to do was flick as his screen went white. It was practically a reaction speed test at that point, and he gets it. That's the shout as he converts. 22, Heroic. We said it was a battle of getting rounds on the T side. G2 showed they could do it in our second overtime, while Heroic have proven it now for themselves and to themselves as well.
Does Amanek go aggressive again? Do they drop this smoke? Do they send him in? He was disrupting them before. He was taking Tessus out in a lot of the duels that they were having. The nades, it's slowed down the pace now.
He is profoundly good at being...
A nuisance.
Literally, yeah. He's incredible at that map pressure and the ramp pressure specifically. They are actually turning away from this. They have to be very careful how they clear, considering they've not had much information on this side of the map.
Perfect scene set for what approaches them. Loving the camera angles.
Oh, the timing on this.
Oh, Jack losing his head. Tessa's keeping his cool.
That's the A rotator. He holds the A push. So they know that now. That information is in G2's back pocket. How will they use it?
50 seconds. Nico posturing back, perhaps just to line up a smoke. Full util set being deployed towards B here, but they're not following it up. Walking back towards the A site.
Oh, you said mind games. This is it. They are in each other's heads right now, but 30 seconds.
Hunter's rotated.
They've fallen for it. Hook, line, and sink.
Oh.
They're all the way over there. Is there anyone on the site?
I don't think so, and Tessus is going to have them locked in. Oh, it's so good. They got mid and the A site here. If Tessus can just hold this, the only avenue is snipers. They can post someone up on that. Kenny going to get caught in transition. And now Nex has got a cross as well. Tessus has done enough. He can disappear here. Hunter's got to focus on him for a second. The clock will continue to tick. The clock has no respect for your procedural clears. And it would be a hero moment required here. A smoke, defuse, one of their best bets.
How do you get back into this?
God, I haven't seen anything like that in a while, honestly. What a brilliant setup, what a brilliant play. And from young players coming up and putting this into place in one of the most pressured scenarios.
That was cool.
These clean sweeps in overtime, though, it was normally Heroic the ones having to battle back after going 3-0 down. You know, they're the ones who are having to fight and push. Well, here, they're the ones setting the pace. They're the ones who are looking for the clean sweep on their T side this time round. If they can pull it off, once again, we bring into question G2's mental fortitude. We saw it on D2 yesterday. How long can they manage? Kenny, the frustration really starting to mount, and there's no one in the bedroom to pick him up.
This is the spirit of Cologne right here. The pressure moments, the step-ups from the young players, and Kenny falling. Tessus leading the way. This young man is shining in this game, and the speed isn't slowing down.
Oh my
They switch it up again. No one's on B. They are living in this team's heads. They have everything they need, excluding that. Nexa, the aggression, the off angle, it's worked, but Borup is still there trying to bring things back into favor as Nexa digs his heels in, and G2 are back on the board.
Bloody hell. So it's 2-1 on the half of our third overtime. Starting to get a little hard to keep track of. Look at the scores on the doors. This is only our first map. I remind you, there is 3 games to be played, a best-of-5 final for the American region at the end of the day. EG Liquid.
The big boys too.
On the menu. And here is Heroic G2. Vertigo, the map pick of G2, and Heroic have done more than prove that they have learned from the mistakes in the first time these two teams clashed.
Double orbs out on the CT side against downwielding.
And the T side. They've got Amanek and Kenny on that double AWP T side. It's right out of the Heroic playbook.
This pace from G2, the fact it's much slower here, doesn't tend to work for them in the same way it has for Heroic. So I think that G2, they're running out of gas, they're running out of steam. Heroic only feel like they're picking it up here.
And we talked about Tessus being a big-time player. Check this one out. Tessus is 6-5 in opening duels in overtimes alone. He's taken 11 opening duels over the overtimes, and bye-bye, Katie, and backflips up the roof.
Jax!
And here he is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the big-time player as well, Jax. He's got a chance here. He is going to get a chance into Stown. Nico, however, eliminating the threat on short. Smokes will be deployed. Flames 2. Nico to contest. He cannot let that bomb go down. He cannot play after plant here. And he knows it's coming, and he's going to try and get the lineup. Has he got it in time? Nope, is the answer to that. Bomb will go down.
Yeah, and while that happened, Nico did just die to Kenny too. So at the moment, Stown and Borup put into almost unwinnable situations.
Here's what has to happen, right? Assuming this one simmers out in the logical conclusion.
Yep.
Heroic feel like they just want to posture around for this, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that they might be able to pull something off. Kenny tagging up Stown there, surely not now. Time. 15 seconds left on that bomb. Borup looking for anything he can. Barrel's going to be spotted. Gets taken out. But right now, if I'm Heroic and I know I only need to, you know, post two rounds on the board.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm able to get away with that, if I'm able to snatch him up, take a risk or two, boys. Get into the business end. You've seen a lot of risks come out from G2 on their CT side, with Amanek barreling forward. Tessus has done a good job of stopping the pushes. Wouldn't mind seeing him go a little bit more aggressive here.
So you want some proper in-your-face,
a full gamble.
no nonsense gambly
just
charges.
Take a risk, because at this point, you know, we're seeing the game kind of stall out a little bit.
No one wants to be the one that made them. Oh, okay, looks like he heard you. Straight down on that deep smoke, suppressing fire.
Would he dare? Would you dare kind of summon the spirit of Amanek right up against them? I don't know if I'd have the gall to do it, but maybe. Tessus does. He's only going to keep them humble for a second or two. Looks like util time going to be put down in place. Kaden's still watching it as well, but it has hindered, slowed the tease. Smoke comes back in. Kaden can no longer see the information he was previously holding. Good nade, good mollies. It's all working early game here for the CT side.
It's a risky business. Cadian's playing with fire here, or smoke, more appropriately. Hunter's going to probably find a gap. Oh my god, Kaden, are you crazy? And that's the end of him. He went for the aggression you wanted, Chad, but it's been sussed out. Rotate on its way. G2 aren't playing similar games to G2. They won't be rotating back and forth, and there's no so many question marks. It's just a question of dealing with it. A flash for Tessus to re-aggress. Does he go sandbags? No, he catches Hunter in the booty. Kenny trades. 35 seconds. If they can stop that bomb, Borup's on the flank. Yes, that's Amanek's job to deal with it. If he gets this frag cleanly, suddenly it gets really awkward. With 25 seconds, Lauren, I'm getting nervous.
And as much as it is Amanek's job, the timing, he needs to help out on the site, so he can't be all over the place, so this could play in well. Let's see if he can do any damage here. Timing is of the essence. Nico holds down Jax. He's your danger man.
Hasn't been heard.
And now the bomb goes loose, and Borup's getting closer and closer.
Oh, no!
He's rifted! And now there's a slight chance here. Nexa, how big can you... Wait.
Wait.
He's
3,
gonna take it.
2,
He's gonna take
down.
it.
He could go down. He survives long enough. The pre-fire was not there. Heroic are 1 round away from taking G2's map pick.
Oh, Burrup with the whiff right there. I thought that was it. I thought that avenue into the site was open. The Jules were going to be isolated.
It was 1 second in that.
Oh,
if he just let go of crouch, if he just jiggled. Let me see that time. 1, 2, he dies 1 second too late.
Oh my God.
There was 1 second in it. G2 and these tiniest of margins, it got them over the line against OG. This time it's against them. Cadian's on the walk mid. If he gets this info again, he can stack his players. Amonek's in the off angle.
He cleared this last time, but Amonek wasn't home. If Cadian can find this duel and find this fight, it could be a freebie. They know the tendencies of Amonek here. How far does he want to push forward? Oh, he's dropped off the ledge.
Oh, Cadian's sticking with it. He tried an aggressive move before, and this time it works out. Takes off the head of the snake. 4 frags from taking G2 down a peg in the semi-finals of ESL One Cologne.
This was the map that G2 looked great on as well. This was the big difference maker before, but changes have clearly been made. But here comes the hit, and Jax, while that man still lives and breathes in the server, you cannot write this round out. The CTs are in the right place at the right time. Look at these nades, Alex.
It hurts, Lauren. It hurts to watch. There's more where that came from. The run boost could be their saving grace, and with grace, he dives into the site. Nothing. 3 frags is all the Danes need. All of this hard work. 50 rounds is practically where we stand now. And that's just map 1. Hunter does what Hunter does best. He finds the head into the site. Not in a rush. 40 seconds down with an aggressive stance. And a gap. A gap he could profit from here, Chad. Bomb down. Oh, too short. That's the call. 4 for the retake. No util. It will be what they do best. A double boost over the smoke. They can catch Kenny here. And he missed the shots down. Could be kicking himself, but caught on the second peak. 2 remain. Halfway ticked on the bombs. Down's caught another. It looks like Heroic have done it. Defuse seconds away. Jax to save them. He's not going to call the bluff, and that's it. 25. Heroic take Vertigo. They're 1-0 up in the semi-finals. This underdog